Okay, so basically in this video, what I'm doing is I'm on King of the Hill, and I'm down by the oasis, and I'm waiting on this fire to burn out. So I'm just kind of showing you that I'm at the oasis here. I've got everything collected from camp that I want to keep. And once the fire burns out, I'm going to take the ash so that I can make an ash bandage. You can see that I've collected all my water containers because I'm basically moving to a new location. The problem is, every time I get to this new location, I always get killed. There are some tribes people there, but maybe in this video I will actually get to kill them. Again, just mostly showing you what's in my pack. I got, basically enough stuff to go where I'm going. Taking a few more carbs. And now we're off to a little short walk across the log that goes across the oasis. I'm not sure when this opens up. Early in the game it's not open, but later in the game, now I'm 23 days in, I think, of this one. It will open up. There's actually a cave over here that takes you off the map, or at least off any map that I have. When you go early in the game, the cave door is blocked. So this is the entrance of the cave here. It's literally, once you walk across that log, just walk straight. I kind of went off to the right, but generally just walk straight, you'll run right into it. There are scorpions and lots of mice in this cave. Which is also part of the reason why I wanted an ash bandage before I went across. I was actually looking for one of the purple flowers. I can't remember. Is that plantain? I don't remember now. But I was looking for one of those before I went, in case I got bit by a scorpion. But there's actually one at the end that I'll collect for later in case I need it. So usually when I'm traveling like fast. I know I'm kind of being like cautious right now because literally I get killed just about every time I exit. There's usually 3 tribesmen there. I'm going to go ahead and collect this plant. That has anti-venom properties. I got to make some space in my pack because there's not enough room for it to be stored there. It takes me a few tries to get this. I always try to remove the least amount possible. Disposable items are obviously your tinder because you can get those just about anywhere. I don't know why I always carry so much, but I do. And because I know there's tribal people, I can also get rid of my bone needles because there will be bones, more than likely. I probably don't need the fish hooks. Probably don't need the teeth. I've just collected them over the game and haven't found a use for them yet. Finally, we get it to go. So it's usually not too far out of after I walk out when I usually run into the tribes people. I'm going to set up camp pretty close to where their camp is, and then I'm going to try to attack them. I was basically looking to see where this bird's at in case I decide to come back and get it if I get low on meat. I'll just leave it lay there. Or actually, I went ahead and harvested it, it looks like. There are a lot of pigs. And I'll go ahead and pick up sticks and any other supplies that I'll need until I get up to my weight limit, which is kind of funny. I got to my weight limit just about the time I was going to set up camp, so it worked out perfect. There's signs that our tribal people are near. I'm looking around to make sure there's none hiding in the woods. Generally, you hear them before you see them, but not always. One other thing is, I actually think that King of the Hill is easier than the start out level. I don't know why, but to me it's just easier. But I've been playing this game for a long time. I'm basically looking for a place now where I'm going to set up a camp, and I'm going to toss a camp up really quick. The basic 4-post shelter, bed, and a fire. That's pretty much what I always do. I'm just looking for a clearing so I don't have to beat down as many vegetation. I'm good on stats. This isn't a long distance from where I was camped at, but because I always get killed in this area and I haven't even had time to explore it, I want to go ahead and get a camp set up and then just be cautious as I'm exploring this area. And if I can get rid of those 3 tribal people, that will make life much easier. Here's a clearing coming up. This would be a great place. Checking my stats, checking my location. Going to go ahead and put up a shelter here. Perfect. I've gotten where I can put these shelters together pretty quick. It's usually the first thing that I do when I get to a new location. I just make sure that I've got a place to save the game. I'm dropping the firewood so that it reduces the weight in my pack and I can move quicker. I've actually found that if you drop it close to where your shelter's at, even if the shelter's not complete, it doesn't vanish. It doesn't seem like that it does anyways. If you drop it outside of the shelter area, like if you walked, in-game distance, 50 feet away and dropped it, it would be spread all over the place when you come back to pick it up. I'm not one of those gamers that are big on the really intricate shelters. I mostly just do simple as possible. So here we are with the tribal people. I'm sneaking up on them, and then I'm on a surprise attack. I use the bow so much in the game that my experience level has gotten really high, so I'm really good at long shots. So whenever I find tribal people, I just try to stay out of their distance. You can see they're throwing stuff at me, but they can't really hit me. But I can hit them with the arrows. So I was debating on whether or not to harvest them. And even though that some of their weapons were better than mine, I don't always take them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't really have any reason for choosing one reason or the other. So I decided I wasn't going to harvest them. And then for some reason I changed my mind. Oh, I know why. I decided to harvest them because it just makes it easier to get all of my arrows back. Plus, with my pack full, I knew that none of their bones were going to get saved, so just their meat, and I could just go in and destroy it. You can actually see the meat there, and I just destroy it. I've never ate tribal meat, ever. I've been playing this game, on and off for about 2 years, pretty hardcore for the last year. So now that I have these 3 guys out of the way, hopefully I can explore this area more. I literally have no idea what's over here, what it's about, because I've never been able to explore it. I mean, I could go almost a whole entire game day and then get killed at the end, or something like that, and I wouldn't have a camp set up, so I would lose where I started from. So I think that putting a shelter over here right off the bat gives me a place to save it, so I can save now that I'm over here, and that'll allow me to explore this area. Getting washed up. As you know, anytime you kill an animal or you kill a tribesman, you get extremely dirty. And of course, if you eat anything with that dirt on you, that gives you parasites and that sort of thing. So, back to building the shelter. And of course, if you've read my About Me on my YouTube channel or read some of the video descriptions, you would know that I went through cancer treatment. I found out that I had cancer in February or March of 2020. And at the end of 2020, I went through chemo and radiation, September, October, and November. And the chemo causes severe memory loss and that sort of thing, and a lot of cognitive issues. So the doctor suggested I play video games, and that's why I started. I was never a gamer before I got cancer. Probably haven't played games since I was a teenager, and well, you could say I'm much older now. So I started playing this. I got a Nintendo Switch. My employer bought that for me when I was doing the chemo and radiation, because the chemo days were like 16 hours long and I'd get really bored. So on the Nintendo Switch, I played Mario Kart, and I literally played every single race, every single level, and the last final race I saved for my last day of chemo. And then as I got that game done, I was looking for another game to play. And since I teach wilderness survival and practice wilderness survival, I do long distance hiking and that sort of stuff in real life, I thought a survival game would be something that would, I would enjoy. So that's how I found this game. And I got addicted. I played it on and off. Like 2021, I played it a few times, but the memory issues were so bad, like you practically couldn't even function. But in 2022, I started playing it pretty hardcore. I started playing it on Nintendo Switch, and as I would run into problems or have questions, I would look at YouTube videos, and I noticed everybody else's graphics were way better than mine. And what I realized was they were playing it on Steam or on PlayStation. So I ended up getting this game on Steam also. And for a while, I was also doing this, I mostly played it on my computer. And then for a while, I was doing the Steam remote where you could stream it to your TV. But I had like lagging issues and some other things. So I ended up getting a PlayStation 5. And of course, that's where these videos are being created. So my main goal when I get to new locations, do a shelter, do a bed, and do a fire. And then call it a night, because that usually takes pretty much, your whole part of the day. But we got the shelter done finally. Working on the bed now. I'm kind of funny too, like on the second days, I usually go around and you see I leave like a lot of wood and sticks and stuff laying around. But on the second day, I don't know if it's like the real hiker in me or something, but I always walk around camp and clean everything up. But first day is just get everything built and together. I forgot that I put that I dropped the sticks. So I got to pick them back up. always easier to find the larger sticks than the smaller ones, so if I have the larger ones and I need small ones, I just harvest them. When you look at the ratio of small sticks to large sticks that are in the woods, trust me, you'll do the same eventually. And here's a trick if you are low on energy, which I am, so of course I fail starting the fire the first time.
Come on, damn it, come on! Shit!
I'm going to eat some carbs, some proteins, and some meat. Some carbs, some fats, and some protein. That's what I meant to say. And that will give me just enough energy to start this fire. Like it barely makes it.
Bitch!
Of course, now that I have a fire, I can get my water level up. Hydration level. Cook the meat that I harvested earlier. Put my pots down to collect water. It's just now starting to rain. How convenient. And then I'll end up dropping the feathers too, because I've got the number of arrows that I generally carry, like 10 arrows. And as long as I have 10 arrows, I don't carry feathers on me. I'll drop them close to camp. Nearly all my camps have feathers pretty close to the shelter. Of course, feathers are just as easy to find as tinder. There's birds everywhere. Once all my stats look good, I then will save the game and get some sleep. I generally try to go to bed around, usually between 9 and 10 p.m. That puts me up at around 6 a.m. in the morning. Checking the time. Saving the game and then sleeping. And that will pretty much end this one. Till in the morning I'm doing a little bit of cleanup or something, picking up the bowls. But good night, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.